5th episode of BELIZEAN Beauty Queens Past and Present. My name is Alan McCoy and we're coming to you from the Dorita McCoy Entertainment Studio in the heart of Belize City. And this is Valentine's Day, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to wish all the ladies happy Valentine's Day, and this will be a very special, lovely day today. On this program, we're going to be interviewing our first Miss Orange Walk designate from 1959. I am talking about Dorita Valdez nee Burgos. She was the first Miss Orange Walk. And then I have two more guests that I'm going to be interviewing as well on this program. I hope everybody will sit back, relax, and enjoy this lovely program. We're going to hear from Miss Dorita in a moment. But first things first, we're going to play some messages. BELIZEAN Beauty Queens Past and Present will continue after this very important messages. Welcome back to BELIZEAN Beauty Queens Past and Present, ladies and gentlemen. This is Alan McCoy. We're coming from the Dorita McCoy Entertainment Studio in Belize City. We're going to be getting ready to do an interview live with the first Miss Orange Walk from 1959. Because I know this program will be for the entire family who is watching all the way from Belize City, Orange Walk, Corazal, Belmopan, San Ignacio, Benque, Grigadan, PG, San Pedro, and PG. And I know you're going to love this program. Today, I have my first guest on the line with me, who is the first Miss Orange Walk from 1959. I am talking Dorita Valdez nee Burgos. And I have her online with me. Dorita, Miss Dorita, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Well, I am A-OK, feeling happy as always. What about yourself?
Good too.
That's very sweet of you. I just want to take the privilege of saying to you, welcome to BELIZEAN Beauty Queens Past and Present.
Thank you.
No problems. Tell me about yourself. What work are you doing at the moment?
I'm at home most of the time sitting because I can't move the way I want. I have osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis, that's for right foot. That is why I can't stand up too much and be active like before. But sometimes I feel so good that I go to my kitchen and I do what I have to do, but by 11:30, I finish what I am doing because my foot is trying to go and put her up. I have to put both of them up, and then I feel much better. I have pain day and night. It is rare when one day I get up without pain. But I'm here, and as I say, this is what our Lord wants, so I take it with love and patience.
Nice to hear that, Miss Dorita, but that's very good. So, question I'm going to ask you is, what comes to your mind the first time when you became the first Miss Orange Walk? What comes to your mind about that?
Well, I was surprised. And I didn't expect that because I did not even go for what they were doing for the girls, you know, that were participating. So when they went to look for me at home, then I said, oh my God, how come I became the winner of all those pretty girls that can dance and move the way they want? I didn't know how to dance. I have never been to a dance. So it surprised me. So my mom and my dad said, come darling, you get ready and we will take you to where they have this the dance. And it was at this park that we have right now.
Which is the Queen Elizabeth Park?
It's the Central Park.
Oh.
That's the name. It's not Queen Elizabeth Park. It's the Central Park. It was the only park that we had here in Orinjoa. At that time, that was the only one. And it was not a park like we have it right now. So, we had our park. That's it.
Wow, that is...
They used to have dance there, but as I tell you, I have never been to a dance. I was only 15 years when this happened to me. And it was not a pageant. I have never been to a beauty pageant, and none at all. I was elected by voting of 1 cent each vote. So you can imagine how many cents went in. And when they checked and I had the most, so that's why they said that I have won the contest.
Wow.
And you have a lot of advantage there, because even the children who knew me, they went to vote, because in those days, a dance would begin by 6:30, 7 o'clock, dance is already going. So it was something for everybody.
So at the dance for the Orange Walk pageant which you took part, who were the DJ or the bands that were performing there?
We didn't have no DJ. I think it was a band. I don't know from where though. I don't remember.
Because from the time in terms of music bands in the 50s, the time they used to have the melody singers, they used to have Los BELIZEAN at that time.
No BELIZEAN came to play for Orinjoa.
Oh. I heard about, and so I see.
I did not hear how the band was named, so I can't tell you. I was at home, and until when I went back, when they took me there, it was about 10 o'clock in the night, and they said they wanted to present me to the people there, because there was a lot of crowd, and I stand there, I opened my eyes, I laughed, and I said, oh my Lord, help me. Suppose they ask me to say something, what can I say? So I leave it on your hands. So what happened? Miss Dorita Valdez, you are the first Miss Orinjoa for 1959. Oh my God.
That was 2 years before Hurricane Hattie started to hit this nation, leaving 2,000s dead.
Yep. So they said, and we would like to hear what you have to say. I said, oh my God, help me. And all what came to my head, I said, I looked over all of them there, and I said, thank you very much for voting for me. And I asked, may our Lord and His Blessed Mother bless all of you, strengthen you, and continue to be doing good. So, and I said, I'm very happy, because if it wasn't for your voting, I wouldn't be here standing and being Miss Orinjoa.
Well, that is nice.
And the people, you know, they started to clap, and it was something, you know, it was something that I think this I will never forget. And then the music started, and they said that they want me to come out and dance. So what I said, I'm sorry, but I don't know how to dance. And so the persons that went to look for me and my dad, they danced for me because I couldn't dance. They didn't know how to dance. I used to see my parents dance waltz, and I love to sing. And I said one day I will learn to dance, but I didn't know this was going to happen. If not, maybe I could have practiced there with them.
Indeed, because the thing is, I usually dance. Well, I don't know how to dance too, you know, like what you said. Because majority of the times when I go to parties, back then, I used to do all my performance. I would dance with some ladies and so on. But the sad part is we couldn't be doing anything this year between March 2020 up to today because of this global pandemic, the COVID-19.
And the type of dance that we have right now is not like the ones that we had in those days.
I see where you're coming from. But any final words you want to say to the people that wanted to become Miss Orange Walk?
What I need to tell the young people, the young ladies, no?
Mm-hmm.
Who will be going in pageant, to please think good what they're going to do. This is nothing to play, because this will be recorded, and then any person that goes in this, they have to represent the people, and the girls that would go, please be more, how can I say this?
Please remember to be organized, and you have to remember that we have to practice.
Yes, and see that they dress neat and respect themselves, so that the people can respect them.
That's
because
correct.
I noticed how they dressed, and then everyone that goes has something dirty to say about these poor girls. That is why I said I will never again go to any pageant that they do here in Orange Walk, because it's something not so good. Not so good. So a young lady should have pride of herself and be a model for everyone. So I always say, I'm so sorry for these young girls.
In today's generation.
Yes, and I hope that it will change. Maybe it will change.
That will be a good idea. That will hopefully change someday soon, because when this pandemic clears up, hopefully one of those days I will have the privilege of come over to Orange Walk Town, because what I'll do, I will attend one of those pageants, plus have ceviche with the beauty queens as well. You eat ceviche, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe one day soon I'll get a chance to come over there, have ceviche with you guys, and it will be fun. So Miss Dorita, I just want to take the opportunity to say thank you very much for telling me your story or experience on this program. And for those who are watching at home, I hope you will enjoy it. I want to say thank you for coming on the program. Wishing you happy Valentine's Day.
Same to you.
Take care, and may God bless you.
May God bless you, and Our Lady protect you, because we need protection.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. God bless you.
Goodbye.
Have a nice day today.
Same to you.
That was Dorita Burgos Valdez, who is sharing her story of what it feels like to be the first Miss Orange Walk. Coming up after the commercial break, we're going to be interviewing our next guest on this program. BELIZEAN Beauty Queens past and present, the Valentine's Day edition for 2021 will continue after these very important messages. Welcome back to BELIZEAN Beauty Queens Past and Present. My name is Alan McCoy. We're coming from the Real McCoy Entertainment Studio in Belize today. Where the last segment, I did an interview with no other than the lovely Mrs. Dorita Valdez de Burgos, who was the first Miss Orange Walk back in 1959, and that interview was splendid. Now today, I have my next guest here with me via messenger phone call. She was Miss Belmopan Queen of the Bay 2019 to 2020, as well as Miss Teen Belize 2017 to 2018. I am talking about the lovely Kiah Pastor, and she hails all the way from Garden City, Belmopan. Kiah, welcome to BELIZEAN Beauty Queens Past and Present.
Hi, good night. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem, my dear. Tell me about yourself. What professional work are you doing, or what education are you enrolling in at the moment?
Well, currently I am employed as a marketing administrator. So I'm always in the media. I'm always on social media. I work behind the scenes with different beauty queens as well. And I still try to give help where I can to future queens and also current queens. So I double in a little bit of everything.
That is nice to hear that, my dear. But we want to get into the details now. I want to ask you, before you were Miss Belmopan Queen of the Bay, what comes to your mind in terms of being Miss Teen Belize back in 2017? What comes to your mind?
Wow, I was just young and wanted to try something new, and I've always been around the pageant scene because of my older cousin who competed in pageants. So I always admired her and looked up to her, and I never really thought that I would ever join a pageant. But the opportunity came around to do Miss Teen Belize, and I auditioned, I got in, and it was so much work. I definitely underestimated pageantry in general. So from there, the rest was history. I just continued after that, and looking back now, it's honestly a very accomplished feeling, because whether you win or lose a pageant, just what it takes to prepare and put yourself on that stage is something to be proud about.
That's a very good idea there. So from the time you got chosen as Miss Teen Belize, how did you feel about that, and have you ever participated in numerous events during your tenure as Miss Teen Belize back in 2017?
Oh yes, definitely. Being Miss Teen Belize, well, that was a very stressful time. I was supposed to go abroad and represent Belize at an international team pageant, but unfortunately, things didn't work out. So it was definitely heartbreaking. And, I was working so hard. I was really trying my best to, be prepared enough to represent Belize on an international stage. So for me, it was a very stressful time because, as I won, I knew, I didn't even have time to celebrate. It was just, straight to work. So, the first half of my reign was more about preparing for that pageant. And then when things didn't work out, I continued to focus more on my actual reign and my advocacy work. So I did different things, like I hosted a women empowerment brunch. I did a Dear Teenage Girls youth mentorship program. I visited schools. I did some media work. And yeah, I really tried my best. But it was definitely a stressful time. But I definitely enjoyed the work I did with the teenage girls at that time.
Well, that's very sweet of you, and I'm glad you keep up the good work.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have you ever participated from after your reign as Miss Teen Belize? Have you ever took part in the other pageants? For example, like Miss Universe Belize or what's not, or any other pageant prior to becoming Belmopan Queen of the Bay?
Yes, actually, after I did Miss Teen Belize, since I was already training to be on the international stage, I was already 18. And when I won Miss Teen Belize, I was already 18. And after that, I continued to train. Even after I didn't go internationally, I continued to train. And then the opportunity came to do Miss Universe Belize. And at first, I was really unsure about it because I still, although the age to do Miss Universe starts at 18, I still felt as though I was too young. But I feel like everything happens for a reason, and I ended up talking to the director, and it was like a really good conversation. So I said, might as well I give it a try. So in 2018, I actually did Miss Universe Belize, and I was the third runner-up. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I was the third runner-up. Yeah.
Oh, you were
So
the
I
third.
came in top 5 in Miss Universe Belize.
Yeah, because I remember the time when I went to the Miss Universe Belize pageant back in 2018. I did watch you. I remember some of the delegates that did participate. I remember Selena Warriors. I remember Kiah Aller. I remember who else I could remember. Oh, Ashley Reed, and
Yeah.
and I also remember Nicole Hamilton who participated as well.
Yes, that was a really, really good year. Like that year of pageantry, that was a good pageant in general.
Yes, it
You
did.
know, for the first
Because
run with a new organization,
mhm.
we definitely had such an amazing time. And out of all the pageants I've done, my Miss Universe Belize experience was the best one. Literally the best one.
That's a good thing because I love pageants. You know, the first pageant I have ever attended was Mrs. Stereo Moore pageant. That was a Spanish-speaking pageant, and then the Miss Universe Belize pageant that I went to was my first pageant I attended. Because you know, I'm a lover of fashion shows. I'm a lover of beauty pageants and what's not. Because a year later, around 2019 onwards, I had to make a huge comeback into music because the 2 months between July and August, I haven't performed on stage in a while, back in 2019. So what I did, I had the opportunity to perform in front of the Miss Universe Belize delegates for 2019, as well as the Queen of the Bay Corozal pageant. Man, the beautiful ladies really enjoyed it, and I had no choice. They asked me if I want to go serenade in front of the models. I had to do it because why? I'm the baddest musician of all. Because after I performed, I had no choice but to hug all 6 models, all 6 delegates. I had to hug them and embrace them because of it doesn't matter which color or race. I had to hug them and I had to embrace them.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I've never been to a Corozal pageant before, but I always see pictures and I always say like I need to go to one because I love the presentation and everything is just so big, so well thought out, so extravagant. I always say that I need to go to Corozal and I need to go to one of their pageants.
Well, I'll tell you all the beauty pageants I have been to, apart from the Mrs. Stereo Moore pageant, the Miss Universe Belize pageant. I've also been to Miss Las Flores pageant, right after the Corozal pageant. But in terms of the Miss Las Flores pageant, which I did, which was occurred back in 2019, I managed to go out and provide musical performance and had to serenade for the models as well. And that time there, Myra Sibrian, well that time, Yuri Perez, sorry, was Miss Las Flores back in 2017. And then when they announced the winner, Myra Sibrian took the crown. Man, it was a great feeling. I had managed to get pictures of them.
Yeah, I was supposed to be at that pageant that night, but unfortunately I couldn't make it because I had an event the exact same day. So, but I definitely saw videos and Myra, she did amazing. I mean, when the opportunity came for us to choose a delegate to represent Bulacan at this year's Queen of the Bay, she was a no-brainer. She was definitely a no-brainer. Because we didn't get to have a Miss Bulacan pageant after my reign due to COVID.
Due to this pandemic, we kept everybody back.
Yeah, so the committee and I, we had to really work together and see how we could choose the best candidate to represent Bulacan. And, you know, someone mentioned her, and I said, she's perfect. It was nothing to even think about. And so said, so done. She was so easy to work with, and I enjoyed it. Well, I wish that we had more time together because it was a really short period to prepare. And then due to all the regulations, you know, our practices had ended up being virtually. And, you know, like, it wasn't the full experience. But the time I did get to actually go to the rehearsals and actually speak with her in person and show her how to properly do things and train her, like, it was fun. Definitely enjoyed it, and I wish it was longer. But she represented us really well. She took the crown. Definitely proud of her.
Yeah, I'm really proud of her too, because watch out, the last time I see Mara Siran face to face was at the Queen of the Bay virtual pageant, which was held at the Biltmore Plaza, because sadly we couldn't do no physical Queen of the Bay pageant in the 74 years.
I really wish that I could have been there.
Yeah, because since August of 2020, social gathering limit had decreased when it got from 25 to 10. Yeah, and I was very, very uncomfortable with the social gathering limit, which stays at 10.
Yeah.
Now, could you tell me a little bit about the experience, what you had in terms of Belmopan Queen of the Bay?
Well, with the Miss Bulacan pageant, well, I did Miss Teen Belize and I did Miss Universe. And I wasn't really planning on entering the Miss Bulacan pageant, and I didn't really have pageantry on my mind in general, you know. But like everyone in life, I was going through different things, and I was battling different emotions. And I felt as though when you're trying to work through a situation, you keep yourself busy and you do things that you enjoy. So for me, I would go to work, I would go to gym, I would go to my Queen of the Bay practice. Then after that, I would go and I would run around Ring Road in Bulacan. Like, that was how I kept myself busy, and that was how I was able to kind of turn my mental health around, because I wasn't really doing good. So for me, I was being kept busy, and I was around a group of girls that, you know, they were really positive. And we had good times, and at every practice we were laughing, and we were really encouraging each other. And for me, although I had pageant experience, it's still completely different. It was a completely different ballgame. I didn't went into the entire thing thinking, oh, well, you know, I was a queen before I got this, whatever. Like, Queen of the Bay is completely different than other beauty pageants. And I'm not sure if most people even notice, but Queen of the Bay doesn't really consider themselves a beauty pageant. It's more it's like an act of patriotism. So it's not necessarily a beauty pageant.
Oh.
You know? So I definitely had to step out of my comfort zone. Not only with the way I spoke, but the way I expressed myself. And also when it came to like walking, I had to tone it down, less tips, less strutting. Everything was just different. It was very, very different, and it was a challenge. It definitely was a challenge, but I was very focused, and I just enjoyed the entire process. So for me, it really wasn't about winning or losing. I could have cared less if I lost, you know. But in the end, I ended up successful, and throughout that journey, it was a lot. It was a lot, you know, because then a lot of things happen that you don't really expect. So preparing for the nationals, that was an entire different ballgame. It was completely different than preparing for the Miss Open pageant.
Oh, and then you did took part in the 2019 National Queen of the Bay pageant too?
Yes, I did. I came in third.
Oh, you came in third, and I don't know who could.
In second runner-up.
And who came in second place for that?
Miss Suncreek, Sabrina Coleman.
Sabrina Coleman, Kiah Dan. Maybe one day soon I will have an interview with her. And then first place that went to Kimberly Santos.
Yeah.
Man, I'll give an Ali's story, right, about what happened, right? Because I was dying to meet Kimberly Santos, the Queen of the Bay from 2019. This was like about August or September, because I wanted to come and check that pageant out so very bad. Until about 3 or 4 months later, I finally get to meet her, right, that tree lighting ceremony, because it was a big dream come true.
Oh, wow.
And then what I did, I managed to go and perform for her as well, because that was on my last trip to San Ignacio Kiah for 2019, before the pandemic started.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's fine.
So any final words you want to tell those people on who want to become Belmopan Queen of the Bay? Who want to be Miss Belmopan Queen of the Bay?
Well, personally, I'd say if this doesn't really go for just girls who aspire to be Miss Belmopan, but girls who aspire to enter in pageantry in general. You know, you need to go in with a positive mindset, and you can't go in, although confidence is very important, you definitely need to remain humble. You know, and you also need to accept the fact that everyone can't win. You win, you lose, and I strongly believe that if you do not know how to lose, you shouldn't even participate. So, above all else, work hard. Work hard, nothing comes easy.
Well, that's a bright idea.
Yeah, remain humble at all times. Never get too ahead of yourself. Never compare yourself to anyone else. And just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, and even if it doesn't work out that year, you could try again. You know, that's what pageantry is about. You try and you try, and it's all about self-development, you know. A lot of people don't realize that there's so much growth that happens throughout the process of training and competing. It's not just about what you see on stage. You know, your speech enhances your physical well-being, your mental well-being. Everything gets better. So it's just really up to you to focus on that, like bettering yourself as an individual, and you'll be fine. You can't win them all. I don't think you can necessarily lose them all either. You just need to continue trying and just put your best foot forward.
No problem, Kiah. That's a good thing. Maybe one day soon, what I want to do, I want to plan to take a trip to Belmopan, because hence the reason I say that is because I want to do something important when this pandemic clears up. Having ceviche with the delegates. You eat ceviche, right?
No, I'm actually allergic to seafood, but I do eat salpicon. That's cool.
Well, salpicon, like what flavor?
Pork beef, and it's fine.
Well, maybe one day soon, we'll do our best in having what you call ceviche / salpicon with the delegates, but let's have our salpicon together. But question I'm gonna ask you is, you prefer that with either a soft drink or either a Belican lager beer?
Oh, michelada.
Michelada, that will mix with either
Belican, land shark.
Yeah.
Cause you know me, I'm a land shark person, and that's what I drink, you know.
I mean, I guess it depends on the weather, whether it's land shark or Belican.
Bright idea there. Kiah, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you for this interview, and hopefully we'll meet up again, because I think I remember seeing you face to face a few times before.
Yes, I believe so. I believe we've met. I think I have a picture with you from Miss Universe.
Back in 2018, yeah, because let's go ahead and show the viewers it.
Who is actually watching at home and checking the experiences.
Okay, Kiah, sorry. Thank you very much for this interview. Tell your family hello. May God bless you and you be a healthy person.
Okay, thank you so much for having me, and I hope you stay safe as well.
Thank you, and may you have a good night.
You too. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That was the lovely Kiah Pastor, ladies and gentlemen. She was Miss Belmopan Queen of the Bay from 2019 to 2020. Also the second runner-up in the 2019-2020 National Queen of the Bay, as well as Miss Teen Belize 2017 to 2018, and third place Miss Universe Belize 2018 to 2019, sharing her story of what it feels like to be in those positions, in those beauty pageants. Stay tuned after the break, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be interviewing our third and final guest. BELIZEAN beauty queens past and present will continue after these very important messages. Welcome back to BELIZEAN Beauty Queens past and present, ladies and gentlemen. This is Alan McCoy. We're coming from the Reed McCoy Entertainment Studio in Belize City. On our last segment, we have interviewed Kiah Pastor, who was Belmopan Queen of the Bay 2019 to 2020, and she was also Miss Teen Belize 2017 to 2018, and became third runner-up in the 2018 Miss Universe Belize. It was a splendid interview we did. Now, since I cannot have a third guest in our studio, we're going to be doing a replay of a segment which I did. I'm going to bring back to you a clip of the segment that I did of an interview with Miss Vania Pat, who was a 5-time pageant winner. Please enjoy this segment. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have here with me is Miss Vania Pat, who was a 5-time pageant winner. How are you doing, Vania?
I'm doing great, Alan. Thank you for asking.
No problem. Tell me about yourself and what profession are you doing, or are you enrolling in any university or any sixth form education?
Well, at the moment, no. But later on in the future, definitely, I will still continue pursuing my associate degree and hopefully also my bachelor's degree in primary education.
Wow, you wanted to become nothing but a teacher.
A teacher, that's correct.
Primary school teacher, so because I don't want no children to give you any problems or something like that, because I hope I don't want nothing happen to you at times.
No, nothing bad will happen. I mean, it's good because you definitely experience, things like joyfulness with kids.
Yes.
They just bring the youthness out of you.
That's sweet of you. But one day soon, I will try my best to get an associate's degree too, but I'm not enrolling at school at the moment. I'm a mechanic, but hopefully one day soon I'll get a chance to try to go back to sixth form, because my objective is I want to pursue an associate's degree in music education, because I wanted to be nothing but a saxophone musician and go there teaching music and also providing musical gigs, because at the time we don't have no performance taking place for me, as bookings are still suspended by this pandemic.
That's right. But I mean, you still have hopes that one day you will definitely go ahead and just pursue a good degree in the music industry, which is definitely something good for this country, please. It's good for you.
That's correct. Now, what was your experience in winning those titles when they chose you to represent Belize in different pageants? What was your experience about that?
Okay, the experience is, it's just a feeling that, you cannot definitely explain. It's just something like the excitement, the happiness that you feel with you, because, representing your country, it's something that mostly a lot of young girls dream of. So me having that experience is just amazing. Sometimes, young girls, young youths, they see you, you're a role model for them. So that's something that we should all feel very proud of. Because, it's, for example, Kimberly, the former Queen of the West, Kimberly Lopez.
Kimberly Santos.
Yes, Kimberly Santos. She always, writes to me saying that I'm inspiration to her because the way I just evolve myself within the stage. So, those words just bring my day and brighten my day. Things like that, I'm just happy to hear from different past Queen of the West that I was an inspiration to them. So this just makes me happy.
That's nice to hear. Maybe one day soon what I want to do, I want to have Kimberly Santos to come on the show so I can have an interview with her as well.
That's right.
Because
I know she's willing to do the interview with you. This is something, everyone, it's good for you to experience different things in your life.
That's
this
correct.
Is something good that we're doing right now as well. It's an interview. You're doing a good job. I mean, it's the first time I'm hearing something about beauty queens, past and present. That's really good of you. I really appreciate you doing this.
That's correct. But that will be a good show, and bear in mind that show is for the entire family. So how do you feel when you get chosen as Miss Western Sunan Band, and what was your experience about it?
Okay, that was in the year 2010. That was the first pageant, and that's the most that I will always keep in my heart because that's the first one, and that's where everything started. I just got to know the experience. I love the experience, so I'm like, okay, I will go ahead and just move forward and compete in different pageants to see, for me to evolve in myself, to also, be knowledgeable with my country because pageant is not only, okay, you look pretty, you wear a pretty dress. No, you need to learn and know the Belize. So that's one thing, that's why I always encourage young girls, if they want to compete in pageantry, it's good.
That's good to hear.
Not only, okay, yes, so like I said, Miss Western Shunan, I won that in the year 2010. That was my first pageant and the starting of a new journey. So it's where everything started, Miss the well-known Miss Vania from San Jose Sagots.
Yeah, I really love that village, and one day soon I want to come there again. And in terms of Miss Independence Cuts, can you give me details of your experience and how does it feel to be chosen as Miss Independence Cuts, and how did you get the crown? How did you got that crown?
Okay, so it was a total of 3 candidates. It's also talent, so we presented our different cultures. We also did a talent presentation. If you're good in dancing or if you are good in playing an instrument, then you just show your talent. And since it was September, so we went accordingly to the Queen of the West segments. There's you need to be more patriotic. But the experience was good. Out of the 3, I was the one who was crowned. I won the victory. So I had a lot of support because you do need the support from your family members and also friends. So it was a good experience.
That's right.
That was in the year. That was actually the following year. 2010. It's when I won Miss Shunan Band. That was the first pageant. The second pageant was Miss Independence in the year 2011. And then in the year 2012, it's when I won Miss Flor de la Feria. But then that's different. That's a different pageant because for Flor de la Feria, it's not about talent. It's about money. So it's the one that has more money, you win.
That's
so
right.
Different.
And when we were chosen as Miss Ferreira de Flores to Cuts, did you feel any nervous on stage any at all?
Well, not really. Like I said, it was not, something for you to show talent. But you still needed to do some introduction of yourself, just something that, it's something very nice to do. But definitely, I was not nervous. It's just a different pageant, not like when I won Miss Shunan or when I won Miss Independence or when I won Miss Queen of the West. Those are different because you actually get to do more things on stage.
Cool. Now, in terms of Queen of the West, right, how do you feel when you got chosen as Miss Queen of the West, representing your hometown, and you tour events around Kiah district?
Okay, so, like I said at the beginning, I will always feel proud of myself because I was not the first young lady to compete in the Kiah district for Queen of the West, but I was the first crown to San Jose Socots. So this is history for me because I was the first one to bring the Queen of the West crown to Socots.
That's very sweet, and maybe one day soon because the person in charge of Queen of the West pageant promised me that for 2021 I will make my chance to come and do musical performance there, and then I will have to serenade for the past and present delegates, including Kimberly Santos.
That's good. That's very nice. That's the last part of the segment when someone is serenading us. That's very lovely. We just get to enjoy the music, the person who is singing or the person who is playing. That's very nice. And also, they entertain the audience. So, Queen of the West is very unique for me. A lot of young delegates. I bet that if you interview them one day or if you have already interviewed them, they will definitely you'll be amazed because it's an experience that will last forever.
That's a good idea. Could you give us details about this pageant that you have took place in? I'm talking about Diosa Maya International Pageant and where it was taking place and what experience you have towards being Miss Diosa Maya International.
Okay, so this pageant, Miss Diosa Maya International, it was actually Mr. and Miss Diosa Maya International because both male and female compete. But within on the segment for category for females, I compete against Miss Guatemala, Miss Mexico, and me. Miss Belize. So it was a good experience. It took place in Mexico, actually in Merida, Yucatan.
Wow.
So it was an international pageant. But along, on the male segment, we had Costa Rica. We also had USA Latino. Also El Salvador, Mexico. Sadly, there was none for Belize, so I was the only one who was representing Belize. So I just needed to step everything up, step it up, and bring back. Well, not bring back, but just bring the crown to Belize. Next joyful reign.
That's a very idea that you have there. So any impressions you have with any of the pageants you participated in and what challenges you face towards these pageants that you have participated in?
Okay, so each pageant, it's different. The ones that I did locally, they were tough. They had a good people that, the ones that I competed with. Again, the ones that I competed against, they were strong. I will not say that, they were weak or no. They were strong competitors. So, I always remain positive. That's the first thing that you need to do. And also remember, you need to pray. You need to have Jesus, pray. So he can guide you, so you don't forget anything that you practice. And that's what I actually did when I went abroad. Represent my country, just stay positive, be outspoken, Always be friendly, be humble. That's one thing that I would always tell you. Be humble. Because if you're humble, then people will love you. And that, that happened to me. I was very humble, and, people from Mexico were like, Belize, Miss Belize, me gustas, usted quiero que sea reina. So they were very friendly with me. I mean, I was very friendly with them. I was very humble. That's one thing that, most queens here in Belize do have, they lack from being humble. So definitely they need to, just humble themselves.
Exactly.
If they want to be a true queen.
That's the way it goes. So any advice would you like to give to those people who wants to become any of those position titles for those pageants? What advice you would like to give to those young men or those young ladies?
Just follow their dream. If, one day they dream of being Miss Queen of the West, they need to go for it. They need to fight for their dream, to fight what they believe they can do. And, they will make it. They will accomplish it. So just make sure you follow your dreams. Also, never give up. Don't listen to any negativity. Be positive. You can make everything in this world once you be positive.
That's a great
always
idea.
Have God in you. Always, once you have God in you, nothing will happen to you.
That's a good idea, but that's a great idea, and I really love your impression. Because one thing I want to say, right, in the near future, so I want to do something very important, which is called ceviche with the delegates. You eat ceviche, right?
Ceviche. I love ceviche.
You have shrimp, lobster, or any other flavor? Or which one do you love the most?
I have only tasted the ceviche shrimp, and ceviche and the chicken shrimp. I have not tasted the lobster or the octopus ceviche. But
That's
maybe
nice.
one day.
Yeah, maybe one day soon when I plan to do a segment called Ceviche with the Delegates, we'll work on that, because right now this is not the time to have any ceviche or have anyone over because of this pandemic, and I know it is very difficult for us to have those things, to have those kind of activities happening, because we just want to ensure that hopefully one day soon they expand back the social gathering, and then everything might go back to normal when the COVID-19 vaccine comes.
That's right. But for right now, people just need to be knowledgeable that they need to stay home so they can be safe. If you want to go outside, wear your mask. When you reach home, wash your hands. Just have a good, proper hygiene. We need to stop the spread of the virus. This is something serious that Belizean people need to take in consideration. Just have a proper hygiene and you will be safe.
That is correct, and I know that. Well, Vania, I want to say thank you for coming up on BELIZEAN Beauty Queens Past and Present. I know you were very, very delightful to have you on our program. Maybe one day soon we'll let you know when you could come back on our next program when a physical face-to-face interview decided to occur.
I'm looking forward to that, Alan. Soon, like how you said, once this pandemic is, once we have the vaccine for the pandemic, then we can do the face-to-face and, something more outstanding for the program.
Yes. Vania, I just want to say thanks again. Tell your family hello for me, and we'll meet up again Sunday soon. Thank you for being on our program, and may God bless you and your family.
Same to you, Alan. Be safe and take care.
You
Bye-bye.
too. God will. Goodbye.
Hope you all enjoyed that segment there, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm glad you all did. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of BELIZEAN Beauty Queens Past and Present. If you want to make your appearance on this program, you can feel free to call 629-5192. That is 629-5192. Or send your email to handsomeboy_al@hotmail.com. That is handsomeboy_al@hotmail.com. On behalf of BELIZEAN Beauty Queens Past and Present, this is Alan McCoy here, thanking you very much for watching this program, and I look forward to see you in our next program. Thank you very much. May God bless you, and I will see you next time. If you would like to be interested in being interviewed on BELIZEAN Beauty Queens Past and Present, you can do so by contacting Alan McCoy via call, text, or WhatsApp at 629-5192. That is 629-5192. Or send your email to handsomeboy_al@hotmail.com. That is HANDSOMEBOY_AL@hotmail.com. Please remember to include your name, address, and contact number.